Hello everyone, I'm Fizz.
And I'm Fuzz.
And today we are doing a
tier list on all the fishing simulator baits.
Yeah, so as you can see, we're on TierMaker.com and we have
Fuzz recommended.
Yeah, Fuzz recommended this. He's done tier lists on this site before, so we thought it'd be fun to do a bait tier list for a fishing simulator on Roblox. So these are the tiers. So we have can't live without. We have very useful, somewhat useful, not very useful, and rarely used. So this is basically like all the baits in Fishing Simulator have a use, but not necessarily things that I have used or Fuzz has used. So we're just gonna rate them based on that, and not so much like whether they're good or not, because every bait has a use. So there's 21 baits. They're all down here. I didn't do the limited baits. I just did the ones that you can buy from the wandering merchant and from the bait shop. So the first bait we have is Coca-Cola bait. So that's this one right here. And what it does is it increases reeling speed by 6%. It grants the ability to catch an exotic bubblegum heartfish, which is a 0.7% chance. And it is a gems bait, so you have to buy it for 350 gems. So
that's pretty good because, wait, how many uses is it?
It's 10 uses.
Yeah, that's pretty good because that means with that bait, you have a 7% chance to catch an exotic fish.
Yeah. So, given that, you can only catch this fish with this bait, and it's an equipable bait, so you can't share it. There's two types of bait in this game, equipable and scatterable. So this is an equipable one. So what would you say? I've never actually used this bait myself.
I've used it.
You've used it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So where would you put it?
I'm gonna say somewhat useful.
Yeah, because this is not a fish that you need for any of the reward indexes. So I agree, somewhat useful. Okay, the next bait is the bear tranquilizer. So this one isn't really one that I've used all that much. I've actually probably only used it once or twice just to see what it does. But what it does is it decreases your rod strength by 30%. It's 5,000 coins. It's 30 uses. So from my understanding, and I may be wrong on this, but this bait basically makes your strength on your rod less, which makes it harder to catch fish. Because when you increase your strength, then it basically makes the little meter on your fish catching thing that goes back and forth, it makes it move less. So this will reduce that. So I think it's mainly for people who just want
like a challenge?
Yeah, a challenge. Like they've increased their strength so much that it's just boring to play, so they want to increase it. So that's what this bait is for.
I'm gonna put it in rarely used.
Rarely used, yeah, I agree. So that one is one that I've definitely not used, and I probably would never use it, but some people might want to use it. Okay, the next one, spoiler alert, one of my favorite baits is the clickbait. So clickbait gives you the ability to only catch common, regular sized fish with no mutation. So why would you think that would be useful? Oops, I dropped it in not very useful. Why would you think that would be one of my favorite baits?
Because there's quests where you have to catch tons of common fish.
Yeah.
And it's really annoying if you have like a really super powered rod where you keep getting like rares and all those fish, right?
Yeah.
And mythicals and stuff. And then you just need commons, and it's going to be hard without the clickbait.
Yeah, so there are quests where you have to catch 50 of one common fish and 50 of another common fish, for example. And yeah, but like what Fuzz said, you'd be sitting there for a really long time with a really good rod, just trying to catch common fish. Even with the worst rod in the game, you're still going to catch rares and uncommons and stuff. So
I put it in can't live without.
Yeah, I agree. I use this bait all the time. Like literally anytime, pretty much every week that I grind quests, I'm always using this bait. So there are quests that I target, and I think we've talked about it in different videos, but there are specific quests that I do that are pretty much use this bait all the time, and I try and get those quests every week when I'm grinding quests.
So the next one is, I think it's the coin bait.
The next one is coin bait, yeah. So it's an equipable bait, it has 10 uses. It gives you a 15% chance to double a fish resale value, and it stacks also with the 2x coin game pass. It's 50,000 coins.
Wait, so that means a fish could be worth 4 times as much as it is if you have the 2 times coins game pass.
Yeah, but only 15% of the time. So out of 10 uses, it gives you a 15% chance every time you catch a fish to double the value. So
I'm gonna put it in somewhat useful.
yeah. So because it's only 10 uses and it's 50,000 coins, you really have to make sure that the fish that you catch makes up for the value that you're spending, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like it would be not very useful.
Well, you can rank wherever you want. We don't
Okay.
have to have the same tier
Oh,
list.
you're doing Fuzz is doing it at the same time. Okay. So I'm gonna put it in not very useful because I feel like for me I have the 2 times game pass, but a 15% chance with 10 uses for 50,000 coins to me doesn't sound like you're gonna get a return.
But if you catch like a mythical fish with like an exotic fish with
Yeah.
a mythical glow,
Maybe.
and times 4.
Yeah, maybe over time it would be worth it, but for me I would say it's not very useful because I wouldn't use this. I've never actually
I
used it.
used it once, and what's it? Oh yeah, I used it once, and I got a mythical fish with a legendary glow, and it was times 4 because I had the times 2 coins game pass, and it was worth like 1,000,000 coins.
Okay, maybe you're right. Like if you get 10 of these and then you get one fish that gets you like 400,000 or whatever, then
Yeah,
okay.
like one fish for me was 1,000,000.
Yeah, that's true. So let's put it in somewhat useful. Good call. All right, cowboy hat is the next one. It's an equipable bait that has 30 uses. It gives you the ability to catch an exotic fish chiff, which is a 0.7% chance, and increases your reeling speed by 3%. It's 50 shards. Okay, shards are hard to get. So if you really want this exotic fish chiff, then that's where you would basically be trying to use this bait. So it has a very limited use of just catching the one fish, and the increase in reeling speed by 3% is not really that much. So
I'm gonna put it in not very useful.
yeah, I think so too. It has a very limited use case. So,
Like you'll need 10 of them to probably get one exotic fish.
yeah,
No. You'll need like
probably. Well,
you'll need like 5 of them to get one.
yeah, maybe. But you could get lucky. Anyway, okay. The next one is. Ooh, my mouse is messing up. It's a fly bait. So, fly bait is an equipable bait. It has 20 uses, and it increases the chance to catch a baby-sized fish by 20%. It's 100,000. So I myself have used this a ton because when I was grinding index for Port Jackson, and I needed baby fish, I would buy these. Like I would pretty much just buy out the whole supply.
I'm saying very useful.
Very useful. Yeah, like there have been times when I've not used it, because like it's a 20% chance. So, but it is. Yeah, I wouldn't say can't live without, but yeah, very useful for sure.
I've used every single bait in the game.
Really?
All of the not limited ones.
Oh, okay.
All the ones on this tier list.
I actually didn't know that.
You didn't?
Nope.
Oh.
Okay.
Have you?
No, I have not used every single bait. I've definitely not used coin bait. I've not used turtle bait. Well, I'll say which ones I haven't used, but
Once we get to
from memory, yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
so
The next one,
the genie bait?
yeah, the next one is a genie bottle bait. This is a new bait recently. It came out recently.
Can I say this one?
Yeah.
So it's one use, and you have the ability. You have a guaranteed chance to catch one new fish variant from any location, not including exotics and event fish, and it has a small chance to catch a Midas mutation.
Yeah.
And it's 300 shards.
300 shards, and
It's a pretty hefty price.
So yeah, it's pretty expensive, and it guarantees you one new undiscovered fish from any location. So that means
But it only has one use.
yeah, it's one use. So it literally can catch any fish that you have not caught.
Oh, it's an ultimate item.
Yeah, it's an ultimate item. So this bait, like it would be good if it caught a fish in the specific area that you were in, but it can catch any fish from anywhere. So it's really only useful, in my opinion, for people who have like 3 fish left to complete the full index.
I put it in somewhat useful.
Yeah, but see, like it even if you have one fish that you don't really care about and you're trying to get a specific other fish, then you might catch that one fish that you don't really care about and then you're out 300 shards, and it takes a long time to get 300 shards. My thing would be I would put it in not very useful, to be honest.
Okay.
I think they should buff this a little bit. Maybe make it like 3 uses or give it like a time limit, maybe like 30 seconds. I don't know, something different than a 1 use thing, or limit the number of fish to the area that you're fishing in currently. That would make it way better, I think. Or lower the price. One of those things would make it.
Yeah, I would say like 150 shards would be better.
Yeah. Then I would maybe bump it up to somewhat useful. But anyway. Okay, next one is the high quality bait. This is another one that I really like. So the high quality bait, it does a few things. So first, it's an equipable bait with 30 uses. It increases rarity chance by 3%, and it increases the chance to catch a huge or baby-sized fish by 5%. So those are the 2 fish that are the hardest to catch.
How much is it?
It's 25,000 for 30 uses. So it's pretty good. I've used this one a bunch. Not as much as clickbait, but maybe as much as the fly bait. So for me, it's a very useful.
I'm gonna put it in. Well, for me, I'm not really aiming for index or anything, so I'm gonna put it. Like, I don't really use this bait that much.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put it in not very useful for me.
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right, the next one is a low quality bait. So it's pretty much the opposite of the high quality bait. It has 30 uses. It decreases the chances for higher rarity fish by 50% and increases the chance for a fish with no mutation by 30%, and it's 50,000 coins. So it's kind of like the clickbait, but it gives you more random chances of getting lower quality fish.
I put it in rarely use.
Yeah, I've never really used this myself, so I'm also gonna put it in rarely use. I would rather just use clickbait or just not use the bait at all.
That's my tier list so far.
Nice. All right, cool. I wish I could show yours too, but anyway.
The next one is the.
Next one is. Where am I?
Moby's teeth, right?
Yeah, Moby's teeth bait, yeah. So it has 20 uses, and it increases the chance to catch a large fish by 20%. So this is pretty much exactly like fly bait.
How much is it?
It's 50,000. So it's half the price of fly bait, but it catches large-sized fish, which are not as hard to catch as small fish. Or sorry, they're the same. It's the same as small fish, but it's easier to catch than baby and huge fish. So
I'm gonna put it in not very useful.
yeah, I've used this a little bit.
I've used it twice.
But yeah, probably in the not very. Actually, I'm gonna say somewhat useful because I have used it, somewhat. So I think that's where I would put it myself. Okay, so the next one is the mystery box bait.
Ooh.
The mystery box bait is one that I've never used because it's a wandering merchant bait, and it's
I've used it 6 times.
really.
Yeah.
How? You spent shards to get this one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh no, not 6 times, 3 times. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So it's equipable with 5 uses. It gives you the ability to catch any fish randomly for 5 casts, and it doesn't include event fish or event exclusives or dark void pond fish.
Once
25 shards.
Once I used the mystery box bait, I was in Port Jackson, and I fished up mythical with a mythical glow from Pharaoh's Dunes.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was worth like 700K.
Huh. But it doesn't give you like high quality fish. It's random. Like it can catch any fish.
Yeah, well, I got an insane fish from the last area
Yeah, so you got
in
really,
Jackson Archipelago.
But you could have just gone there and gotten it, right? So that's what I mean. So
Yeah.
for me, it's a rarely used.
For me, it's somewhat useful.
Interesting.
I've gotten 2 really good fish from it. Mythical Glow Mythical and Epic Glow Mythical.
Okay. Alrighty. Next one is Portable Sun. So this is a scatterable bait. This is the first one that we've done that's scatterable. It lasts for 20 minutes, and remember, scatterable means you put it on the surface of the water, and anybody who sees it can use it. So it's a shareable bait. So it gives you the ability to catch clear skies ocean fish at any time, regardless of weather, and it can only be used in the ocean. So, and it's 250 gems. So this is a gems one. So this is like useful for when it's raining constantly, and you're just trying to finish some, a quest or whatever, and it just starts raining, and you need fish from sunny skies.
I'm gonna put it in rarely used.
Rarely used.
Yeah,
I've used it a couple of times. I'm gonna say not very useful.
I've used it once.
I much rather just wait for the weather to change and then just go focus on other things.
Same.
So yeah, but I could see why some people would want to use it.
Now it's time for the protein shake bait.
Protein shake bait, yeah. So the protein shake bait.
It's scatterable. It lasts 20 minutes, and it increases the chance to catch a huge fish by 20%, but it is 150,000 coins.
Yeah. So this one, 150,000 coins is a lot for a new player, but for someone who's got millions of coins, this one is it's not hard to get. But the good thing about this one is that it's shareable, and it increases the chance to catch a huge by 20%. So
I'm gonna put it in very useful.
Yeah, and it lasts for 20 minutes. So this is a really good one. If you can find this one in the shop, then it's a good one to grab. So
You're copying my tier list.
Am I? Is it exactly the same?
No.
No. Okay. All right. So that's that one. The next one is one that you get from completing the bait shop, getting the bait shop quest.
It's the rare candy bait.
Yeah.
Once again, scatterable, but this time it lasts 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It gives you the ability to catch a unique candy fish from Monster's Burrow, I think. Yeah.
Any of the candy fish.
Yeah. And it's like 20, and it's 25 gems.
Yeah. So this one is good if you like.
Shards.
Yeah,
25
shards. Yeah. This one is good for if you want to get non-index. If you want to get index fish that aren't on the index rewards, but you just want to complete your full index with special fish.
But it is pretty expensive.
Yeah, but you do get one for free the first time you finish that quest. But yeah, it's a wandering merchant thing, so you don't get them all the time. I personally have never bought this from the wandering merchant. I've used it.
I've bought it twice.
Yeah, I used it once.
I bought it twice and used it 4 times.
Oh really? If I see people who have it scattered, sometimes I'll just pop by and just try and catch a few fish. But you can it's you can find people who are using this.
I say not very useful.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna put it there too. Okay, so next up we have, what is the next one? The saltwater bait. So the saltwater bait is one that I don't think I've used actually. So
It's
right at the top. Okay, so you want to read this?
Yeah, sure. Equipable. It's 20 uses, and it increases the chance to catch a common fish by 20%, and it's 7,500.
Yeah. So I've never used this.
I've used it 11 times.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you remember?
I don't know, I just count these things.
That's so odd.
I count my baits.
Really?
Yeah.
I would never be able to remember that.
No, I keep it down on a piece of paper.
Okay. I can't tell if you're trolling me or not.
I'm not.
Okay. So for me, this is a rarely used because you might as well just use clickbait, to be honest. Like,
I'm gonna put not very useful.
okay. Next one is the soy milk bait. Soy milk bait is over here. So it's a scatterable bait, lasts for 20 minutes, increases the chance to catch a small sized fish by 30%. And yeah, so this is one that I've never used.
I've used it twice.
But it's scatterable, so it's the same as the protein shake one.
I've never bought it, but I've used it twice.
Yeah. So where do we put protein shake? We put it in
Very useful.
very useful. I've never used it, but I could see why it would be useful.
I'm gonna put it in rarely used.
I'm gonna put it in somewhat because it's small fish and not huge or baby. So
I'm gonna do rarely.
So far, the only one that I put in can't live without is the clickbait.
Yeah, same.
That actually makes sense to me because that's literally one of the few baits that I actually use a lot. So, okay. So next one is the transmutation token bait. Now I've used this one a bunch.
No. It's this.
Did I miss one? Oh, sorry, Spy Cheeto.
You missed 2.
Oh, did I miss 2? Oh, sorry. Okay. So this one is a merchant one, I believe. Yeah.
With
No.
Spy Cheeto?
Oh no, it's a bait shop one. Yeah. So it's equipable. It has 10 uses. It increases your strength by 3%, grants the ability to catch an exotic cheese puff trout, which is a 0.7% chance. It's 350 gems, and
Oh, I get it why it's a cheese puff trout.
yeah,
It's Spy
So-
Cheeto.
This is one of the Easter eggs in the game. Spy Cheeto is on the Discord, and they named a bait after him. They also have on the new island. If you climb all the way to the top, then you can see that there's a Spy Cheeto bag at the very top of the mountain.
Don't ask why I put it in Can't Live Without.
What? Why did you?
Because I got one, and I got 3 exotics, and one of them had a legendary glow.
You're making this up? You're making this up.
Okay, fine. I got 1 exotic with a rare glow.
I'm not gonna trust anything you say now.
Hey. Okay, fine. I got 1 exotic, but it had a rare glow.
Okay. I'm gonna put it in not very useful, because similar to the cowboy hat one, it's not something that I would use personally. Maybe I would use it once or twice, but I mean, once you get the fish, I don't see a reason of trying to get it again. Okay, next one is the $10,000 bills bait. So this one is an equipable. It has 30 uses. I've never bought this one before.
I've bought it twice.
It grants the ability to catch an exotic spy fish, 0.7% chance, and it increases your strength by 3%, and it's 50 shards. You really have bought it? I don't believe you, man.
Why?
I don't know. I can't. I don't know what you're. I don't know if you're serious or you're not serious.
I'm serious.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in not
Somewhat
very useful. Somewhat.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now we're on the transmutation token bait. So the transmutation token bait, I've used it many times, but it's really okay. So it's a scatterable bait. It lasts for 30 minutes. It increases your mutation chance by 5%, which is pretty good, and it grants you a very small chance to catch a fish with the Midas mutation, which is a 0.001% chance.
Which is 0. 1 in 100,000.
Okay. And it costs 1,000,000 coins. So if you have tons of coins and you're trying to catch a Midas, then this is a good way of doing it.
Yeah.
This was the original way of doing it. They added another way of catching a Midas fish, recently, but
Genie bottle.
that, and there's also another thing.
Oh.
There's a rod that you can. Is it the cephalo? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it's Cephalo.
Yeah, so there are ways to catch to catch the Midas, but this is the original way. So I've used this a bunch. I've never caught a Midas fish with it, but I would myself put it in I would put it in very useful
I put it in very.
because the mutation chance is good. If you have the coins to burn, it's a good way of boosting your mutation.
I saw somebody using a bunch of them in a server.
Mm-hmm.
Like he used one, and then after 30 minutes he used another,
Yeah.
and then eventually he caught a Midas.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I don't.
Believe me, come on, I'm not lying. I promise. He caught a Midas.
Okay. Yeah, I think you would have told me about that before.
I did.
I think these are tall tales.
Hey.
You're just trying to confuse everybody. All right. The next one is the turtle bait. It's equipable, 30 uses. It decreases your reeling speed by 3%, and it's 25,000 coins. So this is the same as
Rarely used.
the other bait that we were the bear shrank bait. I'm gonna put it in rarely used. Yeah. Also.
I don't see the point.
Yeah. All right, and then the last bait we have is the vial of carrots. You want to read this one?
Sure. So, the vial of carrots is equipable, 20 uses, and it grants the ability to catch an exotic chomplin.
Chomping pufferfish.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a 0.7% chance.
25,000.
So this is another one of those
somewhat.
not necessary to complete reward indexes, but it's useful for I think for the main index.
I did somewhat.
So yeah, I'm gonna put this in not very useful because that's where I put all the other ones. So there you go. So there's the tier list. So the only one that we can't live without. Oh, you put what? You put the Spy Cheeto in can't live without.
Yeah.
Okay, Spy Cheeto will be happy. So I have one in can't live without, and the rest you can see. What are you doing? No, don't put that there. Where was it?
Not very useful.
All right, so there's the tier list. So only one bait I can't live without. 4 baits are very useful. 4 baits are somewhat useful. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 baits are not very useful, and 5 baits are rarely used.
For me, it's 2 baits I can't live without. 3 are very useful. 5 somewhat useful. 6 somewhat useful. 5 not very useful, and 5 rarely used.
All right, there you have it. So that's pretty much it. If you guys agree with the tier list, then drop a like. If you don't agree, then leave a comment and let us know what your tier list would be. This tier list is public, actually, so you can search it up. It's called the Fishing Simulator Roblox Bait Tier List, and I guess I can put a link in the description. So if you guys want to fill this out, then feel free. We'll check out the what people have been doing, how have they been rating it. Maybe you can see what people have rated it, right?
No.
You can't? You can't see other people's tier lists?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you could.
No.
Oh, you can just see how many people have done it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll check. We'll see how many people have done it. And if you guys have any, if you want to link your tier list, you can leave it in the comments and we'll check it out. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and join the Discord. The link is in the description. And we will see you in the next one.
Goodbye, every fishing simulator tier list maker buddy.